And we are live with some courage. And we are live. How? Okay, we're live. And we're here. And we're drinking carrot juice. How many of you might be thinking, ew, carrot juice? Anyways, how's it going? Love that carrot juice. Anyways, in and out of YouTube, or sitting back on the lazy boy chair, how are y'all doing? And well, we're here again, and now we're going to bring up, or at least I am anyway. How's it going? Uh, what might sound like a scary topic, but here, but this is, but this is not as half as scary as some things that I've done in here, and I'm not saying that stuff is scary either. But anyway, here I am, Mr. Brendan Solomon, to tend to your divorce needs. If anyone needs advice on the subject, or whatever, let's get right into this. Not really. Let's get into this not really delicate situation. It is delicate. Let's get right into this not really delicate situation. It's a natural, I mean, it's a natural thing, you know. Not everyone, like, swine, wine and Moses. Like, you might be surprised to learn that divorce, divorce, like you might you might be surprised to learn that divorce is scary, is not as scary as it would seem or look to be, or it is scary. Like, it's not scary when you think about it. To divorce, actually funny. Actually, it's pretty hilarious how it turns out. There's like actually it's a like it's a pretty hilarious type, when people, if you've got, if your friends have talked to you about the subject, and you're saying, oh, how horrible, and they're talking like it is the worst thing since, do this. Don't listen. Don't listen to all that mungo gungo garbage, because it is mungo gungo garbage. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that mungo gongo garbage. It is scary. It is not scary. It's not inclusive. It's not even I mean, there are horror stories about it, and but are you gonna listen to the horror stories of divorce, or are you going to? But are you gonna listen to horror stories, surrounding divorce, and instead of figuring it out? Husbands and wives, husband and wives don't just, split. There has to be reasons. There has to be reasons around why a divorce would even come up. like husbands and wives, they don't just, you know, put on roller skates and just split apart. Next, like what, like I mean, why, you know, first splitting up. First, first let's break down the anomalies of, you know, like let's break this, like I mean, let's break this whole divorce thing down so there's no more horror stories around it. Like I, like I mean, let's just break out, you know, the elephant in the clothes closet here on all of this. You do need you you don't need your mother-in-law on this. You don't need your, you know, your parents coming down on you. You don't even need yourself to come down on you. Like there's a hundred, like I mean, there's 100,000 reasons why husbands and wives get divorced. You know, it's not just, it's not just because, well, you know, the husband or the husband or the neck at the house, the neck. He's the neck. He was never the head to begin with. He was the neck. If anything, the wife is the head of the house. Okay, let's get that straight. Let's get that straight right now. Let's get that straight right now, and let's get that clear right now. The wife, the wife is the head of the house. The neck is the husband. The neck of the house is the husband, and he's lucky to even get that. He's lucky to even get that because he deserves, because, and you know, like he's lucky to even get that. Not not that I got anything against the husband line. Like I got nothing. Like I got nothing. Like I've got nothing against the husband or the husbands or the just, you know, 5 weeks ago married husband. I've got nothing against them. I've got something. I've I've got something against the attitude of, like once he's, like once he's married, he's legally the head of the house. It doesn't make any sense to call him that because he isn't the head of the house. And 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 for and for anything, and and for anybody to think that I'm being, you know, out of my head and out to lunch, like, you know, uh, like I'm married, like like I'm not married, but that doesn't mean I don't get it. You know, divorce has even divorce has proven many things. Like I've watched enough movies to know, you know, if there's a husband and wife in it, and one is complaining that their life isn't perfect, that that's the way it is. Because it is. Because because I got news for you. It isn't the way that is. Divorce divorce was invented, made to be like to to be divo- divorce was invented or made to be like a like an, divorce was made or invented, you know, to relax, to to keep the husband and wife together, but they're not in the same house. That's what it doesn't mean. That's that's what that means. Divorce. It it doesn't mean, oh my god, you know, it doesn't mean, oh my god. you want a divorce? What in the like? Do you not have brains in your head? Why would you want me to? Why would you want a divorce then? It's right. It's it's all right. It's all right. It might not be pretty, but it's all right. But it's helpful. It's helpful. It's helpful, and it's also hilarious what young husbands and wives or middle-aged husbands and wives go through. It's very hilarious. Like I said, I'm not married myself. I like I said, I'm not married, but I get the picture though. You know, every hold it. Like I said, it's not like I said, it's not like this great big thing where it's terrifying and it's dark and it's all this. Come on, divorce wasn't made like that. It was made to have the you know it was made to keep the husband and wife together, but they needed to take some time off. That's what that means. Divorce means taking time off because you want your marriage to work. It just can't work when you're living in the same house. You need some time off, maybe do some soul searching there. Um, Divorce only means like, you, like, in fact, divorce actually saves you from doing things and saying things to each other that divorce actually helps you to regain, to to uh, to keep you from saying things to each other that really are hurtful, and stuff. And I'm just here to clarify, not that I'm a marriage counselor or anything, but for crying out loud, people, like, I mean, you're smart. You're smart, because marriage. Now, marriage isn't exactly love, okay? Not exactly. It's a partnership, but it's also got love tied around it. It's a partnership, but it's also a loving partnership. You know, it doesn't mean like, I mean, it takes a long time before you come from liking someone to liking someone. It takes a long time to like someone, and then you eventually build on trust and love and support, and then you get there. Like, you have to remember, like, this isn't like like Barefoot in the Park. If you know that film, where you're fighting all the time and stuff, they have a big breakout. It isn't like that. You know, it it's a. I mean, it's a thought. It's a thought that maybe it could look like that, but it's not. You know, Barefoot in the Park is just a. Uh, it's a great film. It's a great. It's a great '60s film, but that's not what divorce is about, though. Divorce is actually the thing that saves you in the end, because depending if you like, it's like a restraint. It's like a restraint from from really breaking up, you know, because you don't want to break up. It's just that you have these you have this common oaths with each other, and it's not that. And like, I mean, we're just talking about divorce being the thing that you know, divorce is a fine thing. You know, it's also a natural thing because nobody wants to be nobody wants to fall out of love. Nobody wants to get divorced, really. But you got but just a minute there. Divorce is actually the hero in this, the hero in all of this. You know, because of all the things that you could do, you could laugh about it, um, and with time off, you know, from the husband and the wife, you can actually you can act you can actually strengthen that marriage. You can say divorce saves the marriage. You know, divorce saves marriages. I think we need to get that straight. You know, like divorce is not the villain here; it's the hero. It's just that a, a lot of married people don't look past that part. A lot of married people don't actually look at that as like, oh, okay, we're just taking some time off, you know, or I think we need to split up and just kind of like before we drown in what like before we drown here, you know, and we just split and never, you know, like you know, like you're conversing ideas like, oh, okay, divorce is a natural thing here, but what we have to go through to get back together is to divorce, divorce, you know, divorce is divorce is the good guy here. Like all divorce really is a tap on the shoulder, like not to say, okay, good job, people. Uh, you know, you have a you have some you have some rocks, like you have some rocks on the beach. Let's see how well you do with walking across those rocks. You know, like that. That's what divorce is. You know, it's like bowling. Bowling. Divorce is like bowling. You got two line. You got a line. You got a bowling ball, and depending on where the bowling ball goes, it is depending on the gravity of the situation. You know, that's what you gotta look out for. The gravity, the gravity of the situation, and not and not picking up reasons why it's such a horrible thing. Divorce is horrible. Like divorce is not horrible. Like if it's so horrible, how come a lot of married people, like if divorce is so horrible, how come 90% of the married couples actually get back? Like if it's so horrible, divorce. I mean, you know, if divorce is so horrible, how come 80 to 89%? Sorry, like if divorce is so horrible, tell me this: why do most husbands and wives get back together? Like, has anyone thought of that? You know, like, like I'm asking, has anyone thought of that? If it wasn't for divorce, you know, a majority of husbands and wives wouldn't be getting back together because they did it. You know, they they figured out what the problem was that led to this point of filing for divorce, and they, you know, they had to walk across the beach. They had to go through some heavy weather, you know, and by heavy weather, I'm not talking about arguing. I'm just talking about like simple stuff, you know, like like getting divorced because there wasn't any beer in the fridge. That's a punishment. That's that's just stupid. Okay, they got divorced because there was no beer in the fridge. That's not only is that pathetic, that's stupid. But think of a real reason why you would want divorce, and just kind of, you know, go with the cons. You know, like, I mean, divorce is healthy, believe it or not. I what I'm saying is what I'm saying is take a book out of any, like what I'm like what I'm like all I'm really saying is that all you have to do is take a page out of each other's book of life and read it. You know, read read it. You know, and don't just read what's on the surface. Read, you know, like take a page out of each other's books of life and read it. You know, like it doesn't take a scholar. Like it doesn't take a scholar to figure out why divorce works and why it's healthy. Like I'm not saying divorce is, you know, as long like as long as you love each other, you know, you will agree to the rules or the rule book, depending on the way you're looking at it, of 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 this thing called divorce. You know, as long as you agree by the rules and you play and you play it cool and you just let everything come to the surface. Like, you know, you could get back together depending if you really are there. You know, like there's no like like here's something you can take to the bank with you. Like here's something you can take to the bank here, or you know, if it wasn't for divorce, we'd all be, you know, everybody would be apart. You would be apart for life, you know. So so let me ask you, let me ask you, if you really cared about each other, really loved each other, you would see it through together. Maybe from another house, maybe maybe from, maybe from another apartment apart from each other, but I'm just saying, you know, like you don't have to be in the same house to take all the, you know, you don't have to be in the same house together. All you have to do is, you know, like if things are really, really, really bad, you know, just go away, you know, and don't see each other until, you know, maybe a couple months or until maybe a couple of months is over. You know, like after, but like other than that, there's no real big deal about this. As long as you're crying, uh, as long as you're laughing about it though. But you gotta be able to, you know, look at it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty hilarious. Yeah, yeah. I didn't exactly plan for this, but okay, all right. Let's just see it through. Let's get the divorce papers and do that, and just declare it being split for a couple months, maybe longer than that. It, you know, maybe 3 months. That 3 or 4 months at a time, 5 tops, because like I mean you got to know how things are working, and like I mean you got to see like you got to know how things are working, and maybe at the end of 2 months, you know, give each other a call on the phone and just ask how things are going. No biggie, just you know, no biggie, just you know, small chat, just small conversation. Hi, how's it going? Uh, oh, okay, you're doing good. Okay, I'm doing good too. You know, small chit chat, I guess you could call that. No, no well, well, I'm not too well. You know, I'm working things on my end. You know, um, I'm doing fine over here. I'm, I'm eating good. I'm having some good. Like I'm eating good. I'm, you know, my situation is getting there, and I'll see you sometime. You know, that's it. Hang up the phone. You know, like you don't need to sugar like you don't need to sugar it up. You don't need to be like, hey, you know what? I think we should meet. You know, I think we should do something here. No, no, no. You got a bad thing. No, you got a good thing here. You got a good thing here. You got a good thing here. Just let the divorce take its weight. Just let the divorce take its weight, and just walk out and just do your thing, and let the divorce. It's like you know they always say in yoga, like relax. You know, not just yoga, but like like you need to relax, get your head out of the, get your head, get your head into the air, and just kind of like just you know meditate or go to the movie or whatever. You know, but at the end of the night, but at the end of the day, you want to get back to each with each other, and just like but like but you don't need to take my advice with a grain of salt or anything. Just take you know what you get, what you get from it, like what you would get from this would be like just like no like nobody has to push each other out of the like no one has to push each other out the door. Just you know, and you don't even need to go to a law person. You don't have to go sticking your head in like psychiatry and stuff like this. All you need is to split. Well, you don't even you don't even need divorce papers. You just need to say, okay, okay. You know what? This isn't working right now. You know, that's it. You just have to say, okay, standing right up, toe to toe and eye to eye, and say, okay, this is not working out very well right now. Let's just split, and like I'll see if there's an apartment, and I'll just move out into an apartment for a couple of months, or like, yep, just stand right up and just say, okay, like you don't need psychiatry, and you don't even need to go to the divorce paper. You know, whoever is handling divorces, you don't even need to go to them. You don't have to. You just gotta do this. Like, okay, you know what? I put my foot down on this. We're not. I'm not doing anything wrong, and you are not doing anything wrong. But we need to take a break. We need to take a break because if we don't take a break, you know, like I don't want to make anything. Like I don't want to do anything to hurt you, and I just want to take a break. Not because I don't love you. It's because I love you. I want to take a break for at least a couple, maybe 5 months. And if we still think, and if we still are in the same boat, and if we're still in the same boat in 5 months from now, then that's just slowly, gradually get up to the top again. You know, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Like any ah, like anybody, like anybody can see that coming. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You just gotta relax. Be like, okay, you know what? I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but right now, I just need, you know, we just need to slow things down a bit before we run into a wall, make it a brick wall, and say things that we don't mean. We don't need that anyway. We don't need that. We just need to split. If you want to stay here, okay, great. But I need some time to figure this out, think things through, and come back to you in about 5 months. That's it. That's it. No divorce papers to sign, no psychiatry, no nothing of that. They're just gonna say they're just gonna be man and woman enough to say, okay, this is how this should handle out. We don't need to sink down to you know, we don't need to pull out, the book and how to split from each other. We can do this ourselves. You can stay here and and just think things through, and I'll just move out, maybe across the street, or better, I can find a place, like I can spend some nights at a hotel, and just kind of like just think things through, and within a year we could get back together. So, you know, and within a year, um, we could end up back in the same house together. You know, give it a year. 5 months, maybe a year. Bang, you beat the game. You beat the game because, like, it's like you're not divorcing each other. Not really. You're just taking a break from each other for about 5 months, maybe the rest of the year, and you come out like, and then when the end of the year comes, and then when the end of the year is done, you know, and when the new year is, and when that and when the rest of that year is over, finished, uh, if the candle is still burning, um, because 99% of the time it is 99%, 99.9% of the time the candle's still burning, right? Like, I mean, come on, like, this isn't the Stone Age, People can think things through. You can think things through. Just know when. You're just gonna know when to give a little and take a little. That's all you have to do. You don't have to sign divorce papers. You don't have to file for divorce. You just got to stand up and say, okay, let's have a let's make a plan to stay away. Let's make a plan to just like I need some time to think things through. I need some time for me, and you need some time from you, and you need some time for you. So let's just meet in the middle. You know, let's just meet in the middle and take the rest of this year. I'll go to a hotel, and I'll just let myself unwind. Like you can stay here, and do your stuff or whatever, and I'll go and I'll find a hotel. And I'll go into a hotel, and I'll just, we're both gonna just take Like you're gonna take it easy here. I'll take it easy over. Like you can take it easy here. I can take it easy over at the hotel, and I'll meet you next year. Yeah, and I'll see you next year. That's it. You know, no papers to sign, no psychiatry, no this, no that. Just you know, if you really liked each other, like I mean, if you really loved each other, you wouldn't milk the divorce cow until there was no milk in it. If you really loved each other and cared about each other, you wouldn't like um like if you really loved and cared for each other, you wouldn't force each other. Like if you really loved and cared for each other, you wouldn't you wouldn't you know you wouldn't go through the law to help you figure out a like if you really loved and cared for each other, you wouldn't have to go through the law. It's quite clear that you have a problem in your marriage and you want to work it out. That's the point. Is that you can do this yourself. No help from other. No help from anybody else. Just you get a problem in you of the marriage going down the tubes. No problem. No problem. All you have to do is just stop. Put the foot down if you have to, and just say, "Okay, honey, sweetheart, we have a problem in our marriage." And I'm not saying who put it there. I'm not saying I put it there. I'm not saying you put it there. But we got to work it out. So, you know, I will go to a hotel for the rest of this year. 5 months or for 5 months or the rest of the year. And you can stay here and just, you can unwind in the house here. And I can unwind in a hotel and just, you know, get a new lease for life and renew our marriage for and get a new lease for life. You know, get a new lease, get a new lease for, get a new perspective of life, perspective, get a new perspective of life, and like you know, all we need to do is just be. Oh, I had some. I had someone say hello. How's it going? Welcome to the channel. Sorry, I should have said that before I started rambling off my milk here. Hi. Yeah. Hello. How's it going? Um, and you totally are right. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I wasn't trying to be right about anything, but if I'm right about something, you can totally let me know, which you did. Thank you for that. Um, but just you're not divorcing because you don't like you're not getting divorced for any other reason, but like you're not getting divorced for any other reason other than there's a problem in your marriage and you want to fix it. That's all. There's a problem in your marriage. There's a rock in the way. There's a big boulder rock in the way of your marriage, and all you want to do is, take a break for the rest of the year from being with each other. The husband in the hotel or the wife in the hotel, you know, and just be like, okay, like stopping the horse in time before the horse. Like all divorce is really doing is saving you from going over the cliff at 1,000 miles. All divorce is doing is saving you from falling over a cliff. Because that's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about here. Divorce is saving you from falling off of a cliff. Without divorce, there wouldn't be a happy ending. You know, there wouldn't be a happy ending when you get back together in a year from now. So just, you know, you don't need to count two by two. Like you don't need to count. Like you don't need to count by fives, and you don't need law papers and stuff like that. You don't. Law papers you can break. Sorry, I meant divorce papers. Divorce papers you could just be like, bang, you know. But if you're really cared for each other, love each other, and I'm sorry to ramble like an idiot here. It's between you and your wife. It's not between you, your wife, and the lawman. Like you have to remember, this is not between you, your wife, and the fella next to you. This is between you and your wife. You got a problem in the marriage. You got a big boulder in the way of it, a big rock boulder in the way of it, and all you want to do is find a way to get rid of the boulder. So the husband goes into the hotel, the wife stays in the marriage, in the house where after you got married, you know, your wife stays in the, like I'm not saying it can't be a switcheroo, you know, I'm not saying it can't be a switcheroo where the wife goes to be, where the wife goes out and leaves the husband in the house, or the husband going to the hotel and leaving the wife behind in the house, you know. But one person has to be in the married, in the house that they took after they got married, you know, to keep the house from falling, to keep the house from falling and stuff. And the husband just needs the time off to, you know, to you know, very simple thing, very simple thing. Divorce is a helper, you know. Divorce helps you to get back together. But no one has ever thought of that. They're all thinking, what are we getting divorced for? No, no. Don't don't give the why. Don't put why in front of that. Don't put why in the middle of that. Don't say why if 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 your wife wants a divorce. Don't say why. Just say, okay, we have a problem. We have a boulder in our way here, and all we need is some time off, a year, you know, and all we need is like 5 months away from each other, you know, to regroup, to unwind, and at the end of 5 months, bang, you know, the wife, so your wife wants to be with you, you want to be with her. End of story. The curtains are rolling. Like, I mean, think about it. Think about it. If divorce wasn't healthy, why would that be? Why would it be the number one thing? Like, if divorce wasn't healthy. Now here's one. Now here's something to think about. If divorce wasn't healthy, why did you bring it up in the first place? Yeah, yeah. If divorce wasn't healthy, then why did you do it? I know why you did it. Because it was too much from because you know, I, I'll tell you why you did it. You love each other. You want to stick together in the same house, but you need time apart. That's all that matters. You need time apart to think about stuff and and to think about stuff and just rekindle again. Just rekindle. I'm not sure if that would work on boyfriends and girlfriends, but here's an interesting side of this. I'm not sure if you can divorce a boyfriend. Like you probably could, but it's more effective if you're married. That there's a boulder in your way, a big rock, a big boulder in your way for being together. You know, and it's not like something like there's no beer in the fridge or something ridiculous like that. You just needed some time to, to catch up on life. You just needed some time away from your partner, your husband and wife. Like, I mean, how simple is that? That's pretty simple. If like, I mean, that's pretty simple to think that far, to say, hey, I want a divorce, not really because I want it. Like I want a divorce, not for, not for you, not from you, but I need divorce from you in order to get back on track again. And that's the important part. The important part that most leave out, is that there was no need for a giant discussion. There was no need for a yelling contest. There was no need for a large conversation about it. There was no need for a screaming, and there was no need for a yelling and screaming contest to see how loud the other one can scream. You just needed some time apart. That's all you needed. So, I'm going to end this brain food right here. But before I end it, I want you to think about something. I want you to think about something. Do you really love each other enough to get the boulder out of the way? The problem out of the way? Like, I'm going to end this brain food right here, but I want to leave you with this. Until I come back into here, do you do you love each other enough to say there is a boulder in the way of our marriage? There is a problem here, and I want to fix it with you. Not with you, but like I want to fix it with you. I you know I'll end with that. Do you love each other? And I'm sorry to repeat this. Do you do you love each other enough to get the rock, the boulder out of the way so you can get back together in the same house? Because there is where the problem starts leaving you right away. There is where the problem is. There is where the problem will start to leave you. Because right there, is where the problem starts to move out of your lives. Right there. If you love each other to, you know, and this goes out to everyone who's married out there. This goes out to anyone who's married or starting the married life. Do you love each other enough to say, I love you, but I want a divorce? And have some me time before I can before getting back in it with you. That's all you have to do and say. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to say. And I don't care if it's early on in the relation, and I don't really like. You know, if you want to keep on loving each other and being together in the same house, and divorce comes rearing around the corner or it's brought up, don't ask why. Just listen. Just listen and let yourself, it's like the it's like divorce. It's like divorce is like that thing you throw out to someone, the kid, that circular thing to throw out so someone can catch it in the water so they can start swimming to get it so they don't end up dead under the water. Well, that's what the divorce is. It's saving you. It's saving you from drowning. That's all you have to know. That's all you have to know about divorce, is that it's a life preserver. Here's the word I was looking for. It's a life preserver. That thing someone throws at you to someone when they can see they're drowning out there in the water. That's what divorce is. That is what divorce is. If you could just throw that out there, you know, I'm sorry to say this again. That's what divorce is. The life preserver. That circular thing they throw out so someone can swim out to get it before they drown. Well, that right there, that life preserver thing that someone threw out, that your wife threw out to you, or the husband threw to the wife, or sorry, to the wife. Well, divorce is the thing that's keeping you afloat in the water. Divorce is the thing that's keeping you swimming. But if you just let it get the better of you, and you just go all crazy, and you end up fighting, well, then you're drowned. Officially drowned. But if you were smart, you would allow it to happen. You would allow the divorce to take place. Take 5 months off of living together in the same house. Go into a hotel for about, 6 months. Live in a hotel for about at least 6 months, and then after the end, and then after 6 months, and then after the end of 6 months, right back at it. Because now you can think clearly, and and you can see things clearly too. But all you need to know about divorce. That's all you need to know about divorce. You know, other than that, other than that, you know, that's all you need to know about divorce, is that it's a life preserver to keep from drowning. It encourages you to keep, you know, instead of drowning, you're being saved by it. You're being saved by divorce, only to come like you're being, divorce is not the bad guy. It never was. But if you are smart and you know how to swim, then that's what you need to know about divorce. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to know about divorce. Is that it's a life preserver. It's saving you from drowning. So if you just keep that if you just keep that in mind, within that you're totally within within your home free. If you keep that in mind, that divorce is a life preserver, and it's saving your marriage. Because that's what it does. Because that's what that is. Divorce is saving the marriage. It's not destroying it. It's saving it. And if you're smart, you'll grab onto it like the life preserver and start swimming. Swimming to get to, but as long as you realize that As long as you realize that divorce is not the bad guy, it's the life preserver that's being thrown to you. You know, that's what that is. And to keep from rambling off here, because that's what I'm doing right now. Sorry about that. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about that. Divorce is not the bad guy. Divorce is the life preserver that keeps you afloat. If you just remember that, well, then you're home free. You know, you will win, knowing that divorce saved your marriage. Having said that, I will see you in the. Like that's all you need to know about divorce is that it's a life preserver. You know, that keeps you from drowning. You know, divorce is like the you know that life preserver thing that you throw out so someone can catch it and then they swim to shore. That's divorce. That's divorce. But if you're smart enough to see that, but if you're smart enough to catch onto that, then you'll be fine. Having said that, I will see you in the next Brain World whenever I make it. See you and catch you later. Uh, So, I'm going to end it here. And, yeah. So, the time, and I'm sorry to repeat this again. You must be getting tired of it. But, as long as you remember that divorce is the life preserver, keeping you afloat, well, then that's all you need to know. Having said that, I will see you and your wife later.